useless. Daleks are the masters of all.
Hello, and on today's Bearded Geek Toys review, we're looking at the character online exclusive Daleks of Mechanus set. Coming right up.
Exterminate, annihilate, destroy. Daleks conquer and destroy.
So here we have the Doctor Who Jungles of Mechanus exclusive Dalek figure set. This was only available on the Character Online website. It wasn't exclusive to them, retailing at $24.99. Unfortunately, as of last week, it is now completely sold out. They did about a run of about 5,000 to 6,000, I believe, and they've not yet announced whether or not they're going to be producing any more. But keep an eye out on the website, keep an eye out on the forums, and obviously if there are any news updates, I will also post some details. So let's have a look at the packaging. So here we have the Daleks in a wider box than what we normally get, because these are larger Daleks, and obviously we'll go into more detail with that later. And obviously you've got the TARDIS on the side there, which is a nice little touch. And then you've got a product picture of the Daleks, and then also a description of the story, and also a bit of a background of the production of the story, which is the reason of why we're getting these kind of movie style Daleks, which character don't have the license rights to, because those lie with Studio Canal, who own the rights to anything associated with the Peter Cushing Dalek movies. But there is a little loophole, which obviously we'll go into more detail as we look at the figures. So when this story was being made back in 1965, the BBC were a little short of Dalek props and wanted to bulk out some of the scenes that were set on the planet Mechanus. So what they did, they asked the then in production film Doctor Who and the Daleks, which was being produced by Aru Productions, if they could borrow a couple of the props, and they obliged by giving them free props. Now, one of them was fitted and appeared earlier in the story, and we had this released back in a couple of years ago as part of the FX range, because what they did is the BBC actually decided to take off the base and they changed the lights, and they had this Dalek in the background of some of the Dalek ship scenes. However, when it got to the Jungles of Mechanus episodes, which were episodes 5 and 6, they wanted to obviously increase the Dalek numbers, and they didn't make any modifications to the Dalek props that had been sent to them. So that created a little loophole, and that's why we can now get these movie-style Daleks, which have the larger base and the larger lights, which we'll see in more detail when we get them out of the packaging. And that's why we got them, and there's in TV packaging, because they actually appeared in the TV series. So therefore, Character, who hold the TV license, can actually produce these two Daleks. So let's get them out of the packaging and have a look. So when you take them out of the outer packaging, you'll see, as with the recent B&M TARDIS sets that we've been having, they come with a little bit of a diorama. So what we'll be able to see in more detail is that you have the Mechanus jungle behind them, and then we have a little cardboard cutout TARDIS here, or part of a TARDIS, which can form part of a diorama if you wanted to use that as part of your figure display. So here they are out of the packaging, and obviously I've removed the plastic part of the packaging so you can see more of the diorama at the back. And these are absolute things of beauty. One of the things that really struck me as a kid, when the Peter Cushing Dalek films, Doctor Who and the Daleks and Dalek Invasion of Earth 2150 AD, always used to turn up on television, mainly during school holidays, in the summer on Saturday mornings. But it always struck me just how much better, bigger, taller, more impressive the Daleks looked in the films, and obviously how much more colourful they were as well. But these are absolutely brilliant. Obviously they have the larger ears, lights, indicators, whatever you want to call them. And then you've got the larger bases, but then just the level of detail, and obviously if you, let's just take a look there of the things. These really are brilliant figures. Obviously fully articulate, just as obviously previous Dalek figures. The eye stalk, moves up and down, as does the plunger and the gun. And let's see the back of them there. And obviously you just get a sense of scale of just how much more imposing these Daleks are. They only appeared briefly in the episodes, and I did take a couple of camera shots and a photo of the Daleks as they appear, but obviously because they were in the show, that has enabled character to obviously get round the legal loophole of producing these Daleks, because otherwise if they did just go ahead and start producing movie style Daleks, I'm sure the company who owns the rights to them would have something to say about it, because those releases have previously been done by a company that's now defunct, but back in the late 1990s and early 2000s, a company called Product Enterprises had the license to do movie Daleks and produced some 12-inch versions and some, I think, 8-inch versions, which were talking, and they were quite impressive. Now, obviously, we bring in the previous Chase Dalek that was released as part of the Sound FX wave, I think back in around about 2012, 2013. So you can just see the difference in scale there, and obviously just how much more imposing these Jungles of Mechanus, in quotes, movie Daleks look. And they really, really are worth. Obviously, these are sold out now. Character haven't announced yet whether or not they're going to be doing some more. So you're probably going to have to look on the secondary market, like eBay, and perhaps some like forum groups, if you've not been able to get hold of these yet, which is a bit of a shame. But hopefully, given the success of how quickly these have sold out, and they literally sold out within around about just under 2 weeks, let's hope that character do produce some more and are able to get them into production and on the website fairly quickly. But I can't recommend these enough. If you've got them, they're a great addition to your collection, and if you are successful in buying them on eBay or anywhere else that you could probably find them at the moment, then I can heartily recommend picking up these Daleks, because they are absolutely amazing. And here you can see actual footage of the movie style Daleks in the background of episode 5 of The Chase, along with a BBC camera that seems to have come along for the ride. As you can see, very briefly, they were seen in the background, and coming up is literally a very brief screenshot of 2 of the Daleks as they were seen coming down, and that literally lasts on screen for seconds. But because of that, as I've said, we're able to get these movie style Daleks in the series and also released as part of the character option range. And just for comparison's sake, here are the Jungles of Mechanus Daleks with the original Chase set that was released as a Forbidden Planet exclusive way back in, I think, 2013, which were 2 standard Daleks and a Mechanoid, which were obviously promoted as the huge big rival to the Daleks back in 1965, and unfortunately they didn't really take off, and they only appeared in the one story. but it's great to have these together with these new additions to the Chase Daleks. And like I said, I can't recommend these enough. Check them out. And finally, a quick word about the Trap One podcast. This is a dedicated Doctor Who podcast hosted by Mark, and occasionally I guest on. In the latest podcast, we talk about the Power of the Daleks Doctor Who Special Edition Blu-ray. So you can find that anywhere where podcasts are downloaded. It's Mark, fellow podcaster Keith, and myself discussing the story, the extras, the animation, and lots more. Okay, so check it out. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave us a like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you get notification of whenever we upload a new video. Coming up next, we're going to do another video on the Star Wars Retro Collection, this time the Empire Strikes Back wave. So stay tuned and we'll see you soon. Take care.
Resistance is useless. Daleks are the masters of all. Daleks will destroy all life.
Hello, can't even get the bloody intro right. So I hope you like that quick video of